Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Marcus Shadow, and you are watching The Shadows Mall. Joining me today, we have from the Gaming Zone, Chriz, aka The Mole.
Hello.
Then we have from Pew Pew Productions, Pew Pew herself.
Hello.
Today, well, we're going to be reviewing a movie that we had wanted to review for a while. We were actually going to look at the franchise. And this all started back when Harold Ramis died. And we were going to review it around then, and it kept getting pushed back, and we got busy. We got other things we wanted to do. And I was trying to come up with something to do for Halloween this year, for the Shadows Mall, and Ghostbusters came up. It's like, well, hug it. Let's do it. I mean, the first one's the only good one anyway, right? So, we're going to take a look at the Ghostbusters today. Or, well, just Ghostbusters, as the movie is called.
I wouldn't say the second one's like no good, but it's definitely inferior to the first one.
True.
Yep.
Like, I wouldn't call it like a horrible, terrible film, but it's vastly inferior when compared to its counterpart.
Yep. In fact, we may review the second one next year. I don't know. We'll see.
Yep. And yeah, Ghostbusters is pretty cool. And of course, everyone loves that theme song.
Oh,
When again, who doesn't love Huey Lewis's "I Want a New Drug"?
Yeah, that theme song is classic. It's timeless. It's everybody and their grandmothers knows that song, and it never gets old. It's just good music. You can't say that about a lot of things these days.
To be fair, though, that's what older people would have said about that.
I suppose.
I don't see many people like, remember in my day when the Beebs was on, that was good music. No, I don't
Yeah,
think that's a thing.
that's because they're not older, but when they are older, they will talk about the music that inspired their generation.
Yeah, I guess. It's gonna be weird. We're the weirdest fucking old people.
Lol.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of songs, a lot of theme songs, shall we say, for movies and other things. While they're good songs, a lot of them, you look at them, they're not going to be the songs that can stand the test of time. That 20, 30 years from now, people are still going to be playing, or it's going to be, as good then, or as good then as it is now.
Well,
Ghostbusters is one of those
catchy.
songs. Yeah, as catchy and as and still sounds like it'd be music of that day.
I still can't call it good. Like
Oh.
I love the Ghostbusters song. I love it. It's catchy. Can't call it good because
They ripped off the other thing.
I ripped off the song I was making the joke of at the beginning.
Ah, fair enough.
It's like as much as I love, say, the video game Battletoads, it's always going to be a copy of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
This is true. I was unaware they ripped off another song for that. Fair enough.
Yep, Huey Lewis and the News is "I Want a New Drug."
So what, they just took the melody from that and added new lyrics to it?
They took parts of it. It's a whole thing, but that's neither here nor there for now.
Fair enough.
Which Huey Lewis and the News, it's also worth pointing out, also did the Back to the Future songs.
Yes, and they were awesome.
Which means you could argue Huey Lewis and the News' song from Ghostbusters and theirs stood the test of time.
True.
But no, I still like the Ray Parker Jr. one.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, it's one of those songs that, if you sing it today or you hear it today, almost everybody knows it.
If I buy a Halloween CD, it's gonna be on there.
Yep, everyone's going to be like, whoa, isn't that song with that chick from Mike and Molly in it?
Like, I almost guarantee you, if you walk into any room of people and all you have to say is something strange in your neighborhood, and you sing it, I guarantee you at least 90% of the people in that room will know what that is.
Who are you going to call? Bridesmaids! Oh, come on, that's very topical this year. But I will say, for the people listening, I actually do support the new version of Ghostbusters that's coming out, and I'm actually looking forward to it. It's just funny with how over the top the internet erupted with it. With no, women can't bust ghosts. You're right, they can't. Neither can men, because ghosts don't exist. But in terms of which one gets the rights to do fictional stuff, you know what? They can both be fictional.
Yep. And I would also say those people who are like, no, women can't bust ghosts, apparently aren't a diehard fan of the franchise because Janine was a Ghostbuster in the cartoon. The comics and stuff.
In the cartoon, for one What If episode that got reset, in the comics later on, the accurate one would be Kylie.
I was gonna say Kylie.
Yeah, her too.
Janine is only ever a Ghostbuster to fill in if one of them's missing. She's never really an active 100% go get 'em Ghostbuster.
No, but the fact that she has the outfit, she could use the gun, and she's busted ghosts means, yeah, that's proof women can bust ghosts. No one said you had to be a full-timer to be able to bust ghosts.
Yes, but I talk about being a full-time member of the team. That's like saying Bugs Bunny dressed up as a woman once, ergo all women are rabbits.
Ah. But no, the new movie should be good. But this one, I mean, you had great writing, you had a great cast, and a good director. So, I mean, this had all the parts in place for a good movie.
Yep, a great cast that may or may not have been better if they'd got their original casting.
Wow, who was the original casting?
Basically, for the original casting, some of the parts they wanted, what the hell's his name? That John Belushi. Before he passed away, but he passed away just as the film was being made. They also wanted John Candy, and he was going to be, Lewis Tully.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He was going to be like a business handyman type dude.
Hmm.
But when he kept not committing to the script, they cast the other one and changed the character.
Fair enough. That works.
Yep.
I
also loved that technically Belushi is still in the film if you believe Dan Aykroyd.
Oh?
Did you watch the Ghostbusters Blu-ray?
Not the special features, no.
One of the special feature I love is the one where it puts them in the bottom corner in the film in another corner, so they're constantly talking. So it's almost like a director's commentary, but not quite.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Pretty cool. Dan Aykroyd mentions that basically he based Slimer on what he thinks John Belushi would be like as a ghost, because they helped him deal with his grief and stuff. And I'm like, oh, that's so wonderful. And he's like, he would have liked it.
Nice. I could see that.
Or should I say, the ghost that would become Slimer?
There we go.
Because technically, I'm not even sure he was called Slimer in this film.
I don't think they called him Slimer until the second one?
Until the cartoon.
Cartoon.
Okay. Yeah, the cartoon in between the two. And it's like, yeah, then suddenly everyone knows him as Slimer.
Although, they might not have mentioned his name, like, in the movie, but now that I'm thinking about it, in the credits, it might have been credited as Slimer. So they might have named him for the movie, just no one ever said the name because it never came up in the movie. I'm trying to remember, because I vaguely remember seeing that actually in the credits, but I could be wrong.
Could have been.
But, yeah, cast, we have, obviously, Bill Murray as Dr. Peter Venkman. We have the aforementioned Dan Aykroyd as Dr. Ray Stantz. We have the late great Harold Ramis as Dr. Egon Spengler. And then the newbie and token black guy. We have...
That's racist.
Well, that's kind of what he was back then. I mean, a lot of things that back then did that. They still do it now. But we have the great Ernie Hudson, and he is awesome as Winston Zedbor. Which, and I know you and I have said this on more than one occasion. Well, wish they'd have done more with him, but it kind of worked because he was the new guy, and he's the guy that's everything's supposed to be explained through.
Well,
so it's not like, you know.
like I said, that one is more the cartoons that did that. The films, some stuff was explained to him, but not much. As much was always explained to Peter, because he was always asking, okay, now pretend I'm not a scientist.
Right. That's true.
Sadly, he didn't have that role in the first one. It was a role which he had in the first one.
Fair enough. He was still like the rookie and stuff like that. And I mean, it kind of worked because he just got the job. He just started. So it makes sense. He's not going to be as active as the others because he's going to be trying to learn the ropes. Like, you know, you have parts where he's off driving the car, learning the technology and stuff like that, learning how to drive the car and whatnot. So it makes sense because he's kind of, you know, probationary period.
And I did what you like, because you normally get Jim to do this. I looked it up for you.
Mm-hmm.
Slimer was never called Slimer in the film. In fact, in the script, he's referred to as the ghost of John Belushi.
Ah.
And all the creators of it just simply call him Onion Head.
Fair enough. Onion Head.
When the cartoon series was produced in response to the name, much was given to the character by the audience. Writers renamed the Green Ghost Slimer, and the name just stuck.
Fair enough.
Hey, I went and did the Jim role. We don't need him.
Ah. Yeah. And of course, we have the character of Janine Melnitz. I don't remember the actress's name, but she did a fabulous job. And we have Annie. That's right, Annie Potts. She's awesome. And I love that she's over the top, like Jewish New York, but it works.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And then we have Rick Moranis as Louis Tully, which I love Rick Moranis. He's awesome, and he was a great choice to cast for that role when John Candy wouldn't commit. And when they rewrote it for him, it totally works.
It does. But I will say, I am curious to see it with John Candy.
True.
Isn't John Candy dead?
He is now. Yeah, he is now. He wasn't at the films when the film was made.
Okay, I was like, because I'm like, you keep talking about him, but I'm like, do they know he's dead? Like, okay.
Do you know this film's come out?
I thought you were talking about for like the new film and stuff. That I was like he's not gonna be the new one. I'm sorry to break it to you.
That's what you're saying is the book ends here.
Thank
you.
And then we have quite possibly one of the greatest movie villains ever, Walter Peck. I love Walter Peck. He's awesome. He's such a dick. It's great.
Actually, I believe you find that dude has no dick.
True. But I mean, just this movie hits it all. It's a comedy, but at the same time, it's an action movie, and all the actors do a great job portraying the characters. And the movie knows when to go over the top and when to reel it back, so it doesn't feel like some of the, you know, big comedy movies you see today that just go way too far over the top.
It does.
Movie series, I'm looking at you.
Yep. It's also worth noting. I can't believe I'm mentioning little facts, but it's worth noting. This film was almost entirely different when it was pitched.
Oh.
According to Dan Aykroyd in that thing I highly recommend watching that Blu-ray thing. It's really fascinating. But yeah, one of the things Dan Aykroyd mentions in there is when they originally pitched the film idea, it was not set in present day. Now, technically it passed, but you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. It was not set in present day. It was set in the future, and ghost busting was they're just garbage men that went around busting ghosts because it was just part of a normal everyday job, and everyone knew what ghosts were and stuff like that. And there's going to be like flying cars and stuff like that. But then due to budget restraints, they said, okay, and just toned it all the way back and set it in modern day to save a shit ton of money.
Which makes sense, because if they had said it in the future, they would have had to do a fuck ton of like special effects and stuff.
Yeah, they would have. And I will say, I think what we got would be more timeless.
True. True.
Because a load of CGI effects for flying cars, that's going to date a film really fast. Also, this had more of the common man style thing to it. Plus, it's great that people don't know what ghosts are.
Yeah.
And we had one of the greatest things of all time.
What's that?
Because people don't know what ghosts are. We have Sigourney Weaver, famous for Aliens, being afraid of ghosts. That instantly makes you buy the ghost's credibility.
That's true. That's right, Sigourney Weaver. I love Sigourney Weaver in this movie. And
so much you didn't list her. Just saying. It's only the women you forgot. It's only the women you forgot, and the black guy was token black guy, as you called it. Which, okay. We're seeing his true colours here, people. And they are white and sheeted.
Well, let's be honest here. Let's call a spade a spade.
That's racist. That's racist if you talk about black guys. So let's call a spade a spade. That's racist.
And he's not a spade. He's the king of spades.
Chriz the Mole is black? I'm used to
No, but he is the king of spades.
But yes, let's call a spade back then in like the 70s and the 80s and stuff.
Yeah, they did. They did used to use the token race character, I am aware.
Yeah.
It's just, if you say it nowadays, it just seems really offensive to say.
But yeah, basically in all white cast movie, if there's one black person in that movie, they are the token. That's pretty much why they were in the movie back in those days. As bad as it is, that's the entire reason.
Except for Eddie Murphy films.
Yes, well, unless they were the starring character.
Eddie Murphy. Yeah, unless they're fucking Eddie Murphy.
Well, no, unless that movie was built around them, like Eddie Murphy or Wesley Snipes, or obviously they're not the token because it's their movie. But if they're not the title character, the only reason they're in the movie is for token.
But,
unfortunately.
No. It is,
but Sigourney Weaver as Dana Barrett, just oh my god, and height of her popularity and height of her popularity and in her prime, so she was friggin' hot. I mean, she's still hot, but goddamn.
I would argue, has she ever passed her prime?
Touché.
Considering one of her last big films was Avatar, and she won awards for it.
True. Oh, she's a great actress. Yeah, absolutely. But
I still love the thing I mentioned to you a while back as well, of when they mentioned how she got the part.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing. She mentioned the director told them, to act like this dog creature thing to see how they were going to do. And apparently all the actresses that had gone in there had got down on the floor and were going like, ruff, ruff, and just, you know what I mean? They weren't really into it. She hops over to him, starts licking his face and gnawing at the furniture, going, I'm just getting really fucking into this dog. And he's like, what the hell's going on? And then the second said, okay, you can stop. And she instantly stopped. He was like, I wasn't sure if she was a crazy person or if she's got the job.
That's called method acting. That's why Sigourney Weaver's awesome, because she literally becomes the character you need her to become.
Yeah, and he just wanted to see how committed she'd be to the bit, and she went all in, which is always the best way.
Mm-hmm. But, I mean, like with Ripley in Aliens, she became Ripley to the point that was it Resurrection, the one where she's the fucking like clone hybrid, whatever. In the basketball scene where she has to toss that basketball over her shoulder, she fucking did that because she was that committed. She was like, "Give me the ball." Doom! Without looking over her head. Doom! One shot.
I just want to say to the audience, we here at the X-Pound do not condone watching Alien Resurrection.
No, that movie is fucking terrible. I found that bit fascinating that she was just like, no, you're not gonna fucking do stunt for that. Give me the damn ball. Doom! It was like, holy shit, what did she just do?
But one thing this film does as well is they also set stuff up really well. Like, everything's linked. But as well as everything being linked, they also, obviously, which I'm going to mention, my favourite character of Ghostbusters, they tease him before he appears. Oh. And that's awesome. Yeah, they tease Stay Puft multiple times in that film. Because let's face it, everyone's seen Ghostbusters by now. There's no need to be coy and say, "Oh, spoilers!" You've seen it.
Right.
The giant marshmallow man, Stay Puft, they tease him twice in that film before he actually comes out, which I thought was awesome. What was that?
The packaging for the marshmallows.
Yeah, there's packaging for marshmallows that say Stay Puft Marshmallows, and there's also a billboard with Stay Puft Marshmallows on it in a little picture.
I missed that. I remember the packaging. Little side note: Stay Puft Marshmallows exist now. There's actually someone that went out and made Stay Puft Marshmallows to tie into Ghostbusters, and it has Stay Puft on it. Chris owns some.
Owned.
Oh, you ate it. You still have the packaging, I assume.
No.
Oh, I would have thought you would have kept the packaging for collector's purposes because Stay Puft. But okay.
To be fair, that's not that collectible, that packaging. And
no.
That's like getting like a Batman Twix or something. And they do Stay Puft Marshmallows in America apparently for years, and there've been Stay Puft Marshmallow other stuff. I just hadn't seen any in the shop. I just thought it was cool. I do love my Stay Puft. I also love the fact he almost wasn't in the film.
Oh?
Yeah, the head of the studio didn't want Stay Puft in the film. And he's gone on record as saying, thank God they talked him out of it. Because they showed him, parts of the Stay Puft, and they showed him the costume. He's like, this is stupid. No one's going to like this. This is stupid. He said, and then when he was in the cinema and he watched the film, the largest cheer of all came when the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man started to go near those houses, and you just see that big, innocent, smiling face going between the houses. And he's like, and in that moment he realized he almost messed this up by just thinking way too much like an executive of, this seems random and out of nowhere, no one's going to buy into this. But the fact we've bought into so much with ghosts and stuff so far in the film, and it was the fact it was meant to take the form from someone's imagination, means whatever came out, we would have accepted.
True. Also, wasn't Gozer originally not supposed to be a chick?
Yeah, well, it was supposed to be Pee Wee Herman.
Oh, that's right.
As if it was actually Pee Wee Herman, and that's like, okay, I guess we kill ourselves now.
No, it was. It was actually supposed to be Pee Wee Herman.
Like Pee Wee Herman, like as Pee Wee Herman, like as in like Pee Wee's Playhouse.
As in the actor.
Okay, that's what I meant. Like, I mean, if it was like the Pee Wee Herman Playhouse, Pee Wee Herman, they'd be like, okay, gouge out eyes now.
Yeah. Wasn't he effectively supposed to be Pee Wee Herman minus the personality of Pee Wee Herman? Like, because I remember now that you mention it, wasn't he literally supposed to, the way that Gozer was going to be dressed, he was literally going to be Pee Wee Herman because he was going to be in this gray suit with the tie and everything.
I think so. At one point I know they were planning him to be Gozer, but I like the Gozer we got.
Yeah,
the sort of female David Bowie.
Yeah, the androgynous female. Yeah. Are you a god? I like that voice, dude. That voice was awesome.
Yep, two different people.
Ah, they did the voice merging. Fair enough.
Yeah, the voice. No, the actress playing her isn't the same as the voice.
Oh, I see what you're saying. They dubbed her over. Fair enough.
But they did it really well.
Yeah, they did.
I just buy into that whole thing of, are you a god? No. Lightning, it's awesome.
Then die.
Exactly.
Ray, next time someone asks you if you're a god, you say yes.
We tried that.
Yes, you did.
It
still didn't work. Gozer doesn't give a shit. But I love the tech in this too because they actually try to explain it, and a lot of it makes sense. You're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's because it comes from Dan Aykroyd.
True.
I'm not sure if Pew knew that.
No.
Dan Aykroyd's family have some sort of, I can't remember what they were now, but they had some sort of ties to paranormal stuff. So a lot of what he wrote, he made sure he ran it by them and through other stuff, and he tried to make it sound as accurate as he could, to the point They even mentioned when they did Ghostbusters, the video game, which is an awesome game, by the way.
Hmm.
Dan went into there, looked at all the stuff that was in the script and said, no, that should be called this because it will work based on this. No, that should be this. No, that should be this based on this. And every single time they said, yeah, that sounds better. That sounds like Ghostbusters.
That's awesome.
I thought it was interesting.
Dan Aykroyd is awesome. But just, yeah, the naming of the tech, the fact that they actually bothered to explain everything, or most everything, the look of the tech, like, I love the Ecto-1. I love the Proton pack. Just everything about the movie, just everything clicked into place and everything was right.
I also love the fact they're essentially four regular, normal dudes. They smoke, they're out of shape a bit. They're not exactly like Bruce Willis, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Or anything like I say Bruce Willis because 80s, Die Hard, woo. But yeah, and basically, they're not like Bruce Willis built or anything like that. They're just regular shaped dudes. They even get out of breath going upstairs and stuff, carrying all this heavy furniture, which apparently the prop was actually really heavy. But I like that because, yeah, the pack that they wear, the Proton pack.
I could see that.
Apparently the prop was actually really heavy. But yeah, basically, they had to do that up the stairs and stuff. But I like that because, like I said, it makes them very grounded and realistic.
Hmm.
And yeah, some stuff's over the top. Like the way Peter is with some of the women is not exactly realistic. But it's Bill Murray. Even when Bill Murray's like that, you can't hate him.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing too with this movie is it was supposed to be like a foot into the, over the top. It's supposed to be a little heightened. It's not supposed to be, as it would be in real life. These are supposed to be larger than life characters while being grounded in a more realistic person.
No.
That's what it felt like to me.
Because like I said, while some bits were a little over the top, they did say that all the characters and everything about the film, they wanted to be as realistic as they could make it. Because, as they put it, we're not asking you to buy into this fantasy world, as they mentioned. We're just asking you to buy one tiny little thing, and that's a ghost surreal, and people will bust them. The rest of it will seem, being so grounded and realistic and stuff, will make you believe the other factor, which will then, by the end of the movie, make your mind open up just enough for Gozer. And like that makes sense. If it'd been too over the top, it would have been ridiculous. And sometimes the characters are a little over the top, but they're comedy actors, and that's what they did at the time. Like,
yes.
But if they're not as over the top as some may think, if that makes sense. Like they try to make them grounded. And I like that.
Right, which is why I said they had the little over the topness, but it was based on grounded characters. So, when they went into that little over the topness, when Bill Murray went fucking Murray on this thing, it didn't seem out of place because that's how that world worked. And it's like that's kind of awesome because you're bringing it back to that grounded reality, but allowing us to enjoy the fact that Venkman is quirky and he's kind of a womanizing sleazeball.
Yep. Yeah, but I will also make the case it's not too over the top with Venkman. I will make the case it's probably more over the top nowadays if people watch it, just because the world's changed. But he is definitely based on like a car salesman.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. The slimeball used car salesman, absolutely.
Yeah.
But what did you think of the characters and stuff, Pew? Because I realise me and Jeff haven't given you a chance to say anything.
That's okay. Because you guys know a lot more than I do. But yeah, I always thought the characters are very realistic people and personalities who you could instantly relate to and understand. I loved that whole thing. And like you said, the only unrealistic thing here is like that ghost exists. Everything else seems like, right? So, Yeah, even like when I really love that with Sigourney Weaver when like they go back into her apartment and then like he realizes or she like realizes the ghost isn't there now and that whole like fucking fit and he's like pandering to her and treating her like a little girl or whatever and he's like, no, stop this fucking shit right now. There's a fucking ghost in there and do something, goddamn it. And I like
Yeah.
that. Like that's a very realistic situation. I would have been like if I saw something in there and then of course knowing me like as soon as I try to tell someone about it it's fucking gone. I'd be like, no, fix this fucking shit right now. Like,
Yeah,
you
but
know?
like I could totally see me also being really condescending in that regard.
Yeah,
Oh,
see,
where's that ghost gone? Like I was with the bear.
exactly. Like I like how everyone's like totally like if this was a real thing, this is how I'd really fucking act.
Yeah, like I was trying to pretend like what if bears were real? This is how I'd react.
Yeah, like bears stealing histories and also talking. Like I liked how like in the beginning when Spengler was like, "Oh, I had a slinky and then I straightened it. Like I broke my toys." Like I can believe that. I can believe that you broke all your toys.
Yeah, because I can believe he's a little OCD-ish.
Yeah.
Especially Egon, he definitely is. Because they
Yeah.
did base some of it on him.
Mhm.
Or he based some of, you know what I mean, they based it on it.
Mhm.
Yeah, he would totally be like unhappy with his slinky being all killed. He'd want it straight and just organized.
Mhm.
And then
I
it
could also
broke.
see him doing that kind of stuff to figure out how stuff works and inadvertently breaking it, trying to figure out how it works.
There's that as well, but yeah, like you mentioned with that stuff with the Sigourney Weaver stuff with that scene. That scene's awesome where he comes in, he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, is it?" And lifts up like the piano. "Oh, is it there?"
Yeah, he's like looking through like the fucking like lettuce and things, like a ghost's gonna pop out of her grocery bag, and she's just pissed,
Yeah.
Like I just like how like a lot of people like it's just
I
very
also
real reactions.
I also love the fact the villain is Gozer.
Yes.
I love the fact technically Walter Peck isn't even a villain. He's against the heroes, but not for villainous reasons. He's against them due to bureaucratic reasons. He's like the proper bureaucratic people you get, and that makes him so enjoyable because, like, he doesn't want to shut them down because evil and I must stop the Ghostbusters. He wants to shut them down because he thinks they're bad for the city and all this other stuff.
He thinks A, you're full of shit, and B, you're
Yeah.
probably doing some environmental damage. Like both of these things are true in his mind.
It's the unlicensed nuclear reactor in the basement of a firehouse.
Yeah, and it's also the fact. let's just call a spade in this regard. Peter pissed him off.
Oh, he totally goaded him into that.
Yeah, with the and what is the magic word? Please, may I please see it now?
No, fuck off.
Yeah, but he kept. Well, no, I believe he did show it, but yeah, I love the fact Peter deliberately went out of his way to just fucking berate him, like, and it works.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I also love that Winston Zedmore was the everyman. He was the guy off the street coming into this world where, the other Ghostbusters, yeah, they're just everyday guys. However, they're everyday guys who firmly believe in this stuff and believe in what they're doing and believe in ghosts. And they know the technology and they know the science. And you have Winston Zedmore, who's just this random dude off the street who doesn't know anything and who doesn't really believe in ghosts. And you see somebody like that start to believe in ghosts because he works with these people and he sees things and he's like, holy shit, they're actually real. They're like, yeah, I told you.
And I also loved how they shot that beginning scene of when they're first starting off as Ghostbusters.
In the library?
Oh,
Yep,
I was
the
gonna
library
say
scene.
in the very beginning when Peter's fucking over people by pretending to telekinesis is real.
No, the library scene,
Yeah.
because that scene is perfect. Just because, you see Peter be a dick to Egon, like drop the book on the counter when it startles him, which is hilarious,
Mm-hmm.
and totally something someone would do to their friends. Then when they go there, they finally see the ghost, and it's, what's your plan? Get her! But when it transforms and does the rah, it's actually like a horror ghost. It's like rah, it just scares the crap out of them. But from that point on, you're now hooked. You want to see more, and it just works. That's a great hook.
Yep. I also love that also sets the tone for the rest of the movie because you have your drama with the characters, you have your humor, you have your cool action and special effects. But then when you see that, you also realize, okay, this is going to be part horror too. It's like, okay, wait, ghosts are scary. That's right, ghosts are scary.
The scariest thing is that voice when the ghosts all get released, and there's like that sort of singing weird, like please stop or whatever the fuck it says, or just fucking creepy ass voice when all the ghosts get released. That's like the fucking creepiest thing in the whole movie for me.
I believe that's one of the characters.
I don't know. It's like, but it's like synthesized or something.
Actually,
That was Peter.
Yeah, it's over the top of all the electronic stuff.
But it's still fucking scary.
Yeah, that was Peter when Peck went to go shut it off. He's like, no, please, stop. Peter's like, okay, get out.
No. I mean, after all the ghosts are released, then there's the voice.
I'll admit, I think the scariest, and I'm using air quotes because it wasn't that scary, was the librarian ghost when she transforms.
Yeah. That was definitely
After that, the ghosts we see are Slimer and Stay Puft. And you could argue the Hellhounds, but even those aren't that scary. Mm-hmm. Because their target is mainly Lewis, who his responses makes it hilarious. Like when he's outside the restaurant, help, but no one's coming. Mm-hmm. He's gonna die.
See, I imagine someone like Simon in there being like, "Oh, I feel bad. I didn't pay for this. You know, you get dinner and a show."
Yeah.
No, I wasn't saying things were going to be scary, but they were doing some things more toward a tick toward horror, like when fucking Dana gets abducted and turned into Zool.
She does, but
because like I could totally see that coming right out of like a horror movie with the fucking glowing red light, the mist, the hands coming out of the fucking chair groping her. Which that's a really fun little fact. If you go back to that scene where the hands are coming out of here and grabbing her, if you freeze frame, one of the hands is totally cupping a boob. You're just like, whoa, dude, whoa.
Yeah, it is because, like she said, they can't see where they're moving the hands, and they do it, and it just does it. But it worked.
It did. But like I said, you could totally see that. Was a tick toward the horror. They tried to have some horror elements, which I thought worked.
No, I agree it had horror elements. I was just saying I thought that was the scariest part. Just to set the tone that you would believe there would be others.
Yes, absolutely.
He's looking at me, Ryan.
He did get thrown into like a whole universe where as freaking Rick Moranis got like eaten or whatever, like or soul absorbed or whatever the fuck they just did to him. But like she's like fucking another dimension now. Like dump, there you go. That's like I think that's even worse for her.
I also love how smart the writing in this movie is, because like you mentioned before in the library scene, they had the scene of what's the plan? Get her, and then they go back to that at the very end of the movie where Peter's like, "Go get her, Ray."
Yeah,
it's like that. That's such a great thing that they called back to that. It's like, okay, that's awesome. Because a lot of movies and stuff don't do that.
I also love just the joking off that thing right after the library scene of outside, but Peter's like, "Yeah, that was your plan." And he's like, "Sorry, I got excited."
Yeah, I love their reactions are realistic too, of guys doing this for the first time, not quite knowing what they're doing at that point, and wanting to prove that ghosts exist and that they're not nuts. And then when they finally do, they're so excited about it, they kind of have no logic as to, okay, now what do we do?
Yeah, and like I said, Ghostbusters works. Like I said, all four characters are likable.
Absolutely.
I do like all four of the main Ghostbusters, but like I said, all the characters in this film are likable.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I love this town. I also like the mayor, who, if I recall, wasn't he based on like Rudy Giuliani or something like that?
I believe he was, but I also love the fact, like at the end, it's just wonderful. Like everything's just covered in marshmallow.
Yep.
Now I do also love the joke picture of that was going around on the internet a while back.
No.
Stands next to it, blows up Marshmallow Man. Whole town covered in marshmallow. Peter gets one tiny spot on his head. Like if you look at Peter by the end of it, he doesn't look as covered as the rest of them.
Nope.
But some people made the case it's because you could argue right as it was about to blow and you see Peter move, he might have actually been Peter ducked behind something.
True. Or it could be just Bill Murray didn't want to get covered in marshmallow. I don't know.
Or it could be the Peter Venkman character be like, hey, save the day, gotta look good for the ladies.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna want an autograph from a freaking marshmallow covered man.
Yeah, well, the case I don't think it was Bill Murray wouldn't be willing to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's the guy who was willing to do 2 Garfields.
Yeah.
Well, that's debatable.
But I was gonna say it's a case of like I said, I just loved all the cast and stuff. Like I said, that bit at the end with the marshmallow is just funny.
Yeah, like do 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 bloop.
I wish they didn't kill Stay Puft, but
Yeah.
it's okay, Stay
they
Puft.
brought
We'll
him
always
back.
have the time you stepped on a church.
They brought him
Well,
back, didn't they? For the cartoon.
They
and
have
everything.
it in the cartoon and in the game and stuff, but I always know they killed him. Moment of silence for our marshmallow friend.
Our hero Stay Puft.
Remember you. Will you remember me?
Yes, because remember he held you in his hand.
He did.
Our
No.
hero Stay Puft.
Yep. In Stay Puft we trust.
There you go. Yes, they need to introduce something like that for a Ghostbusters, either movie or a video game. And you don't call it this in Stay Puft we trust and it has Stay Puft on it.
Yeah. No, I love Stay Puft. I also love the fact I also loved in the comics they also went into a little bit of a piss-takey slight thing with that.
Okay.
The owner of Stay Puft Marshmallows Corporation was pissed at the Ghostbusters and everything that had happened. Because by them imagining Stay Puft into existence and causing all of this, his company's now gone under because no one wants to buy marshmallows with essentially a terrorist on it. I'm like, oh my god, yes!
So what, does he come back and become a supervillain or something?
You'd have to read them and see, but yeah, he does have some part in it, but that's neither here nor there. I'm not going to spoil something else.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's still just really funny.
You ruined me. You ruined my company. Now I will ruin you.
In fact, that may actually be talked about in my Ghostbusters comic review here on the X-Pan.
Yay!
I know, I've already done them. They were up a while back. 1 and 2, I think I did.
Ah.
I like those comics, but yeah. Like I said, it's just a great film.
It is.
It is.
It's a classic, timeless film. And, yeah, really well written, great music, great acting, really well cast.
Yep. Sadly, by today's standards, it wouldn't be PG.
Oh, hell no.
A lot of things wouldn't be PG now.
No, but I mean, it's PG, because the rating system hadn't come out and all that crap. But it's PG, but nowadays, especially over here at least, and I think it's over there as well, they couldn't make that film would have to be over a really high age rating just for the use of tobacco products alone.
Ghostbusters, I think, could probably get away with a PG-13 rating, maybe.
No, I meant if it had been made today and came out today, the fact it has a cigarette means because of use of tobacco products, the age rating goes up. But it just has to inherently go up because tobacco rating or tobacco product.
Mm-hmm.
That's the law. They can't just say, "Well, it's Ghostbusters. It'll be okay."
Yeah, I think we have a similar
it's a
law
law.
over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do with some stuff that they brought in a while back. It's like, okay.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was saying now they might be able to get away with a PG-13 rating on that. Even with the tobacco.
No, I was saying tobacco pushes it beyond PG-13.
So it would have to go to an R rating?
Probably R, or if you have something in between.
Nope.
I was gonna say M, rated M for mature, but that's video games,
That's
so
R.
my bad.
Yeah,
'Cause I think,
which if you don't, then yeah, it'd probably go to R.
yeah, 'cause I think the rating system over here is PG-13, R, and then NC-17.
No one uses NC-17. Get the fuck out.
Which means I will say, yeah, it'd probably be R then. Which is a shame.
It is.
It's like it had to come in modern times. That's why in the last X-Men film or two, you haven't seen Wolverine do his cigar that he did in the first one.
Mm-hmm. Although, I might say no. It'd probably be PG-13 because Lord of the Rings had most of their characters smoking pipe weed, and those weren't rated R movies.
Yeah, but how long ago was that?
That was before the instant rating upwards towards smoking and any tobacco related products though.
I don't know about that.
Because it's within the last
It's
Lord
been
of the
within
Rings.
the last
How old
5
is that?
years or so.
Yeah, it's been Lord of the Rings is
Actually,
definitely more than.
It might be a little less, but even then, with Lord of the Rings, did they say at any point this was tobacco, or did they go out the way to say it was a weed or that other weed thing and all that, and a pipe? So you could argue not tobacco. Like you can see Frosty the Snowman with a pipe, as long as he doesn't smoke tobacco in said pipe.
I suppose.
But I'm still pretty sure that the effect was before after Lord of the Rings time.
Yeah, except that The Hobbit was the more recent movie, like literally just came out, and the 3 Hobbit movies I believe are also like PG-13. They're not rated R, and obviously
I know for a fact that they never mentioned anything of the word tobacco at all ever. So
no, they don't use tobacco. They use pipe weed, but like
I know. I'm just saying,
Which
but that's the
pipe weed
thing.
you could argue isn't tobacco. It's tobacco.
Yeah, I have to literally say or either show a pack of cigarettes or something, or specifically in some way concrete that it's tobacco. Otherwise, it doesn't instantly get booted up.
I don't know. I think it just comes down to really detailed semantics and stuff. Because technically speaking, they actually showed the pipe weed in Lord of the Rings, like barrels of weed, and they actually show them rolling the weed and sticking it in the pipe and stuff like that. So,
which is more reinforcement that it's not tobacco.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I don't know. I think Ghostbusters could get away with a PG-13, but either way, it does make a difference because it is a rated PG movie. And it is a great movie, and we here at the X Pound encourage everybody to go see this movie if you haven't yet.
It is, and I will say, yeah, I like what you kept saying to Jeff, or Marcus. It's not, it'll get away with it, like you kept saying. It wouldn't. It's a law. That's the part you weren't understanding. It's a law with tobacco products. If you can buy the tobacco product in a shop, because younger people might be encouraged to buy it, the age rating for the film goes up.
Fair enough.
Which I would argue, can you buy, like Lord of the Rings, could you buy magic elf weed in a shop?
Yeah, that's the thing. Because it's fantasy and unless they reinforce hey, buy this elf weed down, it's it's not. You don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, it's like why, for example, on the Lego Dimensions, Homer has a can of beer instead of alcohol. No, he has a can of Coca-Cola instead of Duff beer. Because if he had Duff beer, they wouldn't be able to sell that toy to a child. It's stupid. It's stupid. Everyone's way too politically correct nowadays.
True. Yeah, but like I was saying, it wouldn't surprise me if there was people out there selling pipe weed.
Yeah.
People will make and sell anything these days, but yes.
No, I'm sure this day and age you cannot buy illegal weed anywhere.
Medicinal purposes only in few states.
Yeah, it's cool. All the hobbits have glaucoma.
Yes, there you go.
God, that is so fucking retarded. But that's neither here nor there.
It's kind of amazing.
Marijuana should not have been legalized, but that's another topic for another
Actually,
discussion.
it should have been legalized for medical purposes only.
Yes.
Mhm.
Which it is, but...
Yeah, the other legalization, no. But anyway, I was going to say, like I said, Ghostbusters, yeah, like you said, it is an enjoyable film. And I have no problem I have no problem getting younger kids to watch that film.
Absolutely. Oh, it's a great... At the end of the day, it is a great family film. You know, as long as you make sure your kids understand, yeah, smoking is bad, alcohol is bad, and they drink in this too. That's the other thing.
I understand that ghosts are not real, and do not try to blow shit up to make ghosts go away.
Yeah, that too.
Ironically, you can actually get away with alcohol stuff in the products of film and TV and
True.
stuff a little bit more than you can with cigarettes for some unknown reason, even though they're both age rating. But they're like, no, let's cut this out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's because the alcohol industry doesn't take nearly the heat that the cigarette industry does.
It doesn't. It's like why on Avengers you can clearly see Tony Stark drink before when he's talking to Loki.
Yeah.
Now, if he'd pulled out a cigarette, though, the whole film would be a higher age rating. It's stupid.
I just imagine he pulls out a cigarette and like the entire military just turns on him like,
Yeah.
Nope, you can't do that. This is this rated movie. You're not allowed.
Why are you pulling out a cigarette and making this movie R? Why are you making it R? Well, you got an army, yeah? We got the Punisher. Wait, what? Just shoots the shit out of Loki.
There you go.
Yeah. But also, this movie, The Ghostbusters, what people of this generation need to realize, if you haven't seen the movies of that generation of like Ghostbusters and stuff, this movie was also made in the same time period where it was allowed to have in a movie a fucking like 12-year-old kid or some young kid walk in and say, "You can't shoot a kid, can you, fucker?" It's like, yeah, that got past the censors somehow.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I'm assuming you guys know what movie to which I refer.
Yeah, but to be fair, you can get kids to swear in films nowadays.
Yeah, but not like that. But those movies like had no fucking censorship, though.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah,
wait,
it's different
what
age
did
range.
he just say?
It's different age rating. If I was saying like a load of adult films now actually do have kids swearing.
You can have like I think maybe two swear words in a T-rated movie, regardless of who says it.
Yeah.
And then any more than that, you have to go M, or I'm sorry, R.
Although you're allowed which is silly for some stuff, you're allowed the same as long as you use the same swear word.
Yes.
Or as long as it's not a swear word in the country it's being released.
Yes.
Which is stupid. Like, go watch Superman v The Elite. The amount of times that Manchester Black uses the word wanker made me go, "Oh my God, no! I'm just not letting my little nephew watch this. No."
Right. But yeah, I was just illustrating that the movies back then could get away with a lot more than they can now.
They can. But I would also make the case with Ghostbusters, luckily, I would make the case it's not done in a harmful way.
No.
Before anyone gets the idea that's what we were getting at. It's not harmful. We strongly support all Stay Puft related products.
Yeah. Absolutely. You know, and with Halloween coming up, if you're looking for a great Halloween movie to throw on for the family, for the kids, pick up Ghostbusters. I mean, you know,
Tales of the Crypt.
For kids?
Child's Play. It's for kids. It has child in the title.
Oh, Jesus.
It's like if you buy cat
Child's
food, it's food for a cat. Child's Play is play for a child. Buy Child's Play.
It's like my mom buying American. It's like my mom buying American Pie, thinking about cooking.
For more on that, go into the Shadows Mall backlog and look at our Child's Play reviews.
Actually, we only reviewed one, didn't we? We reviewed one. It's not called Child's Play. It's called Curse of Chucky.
Oh, I thought we reviewed the other ones too. Maybe not. We'll have to review the other ones.
No, we were going to, but then somebody pointed out that other people have done those reviews, and no, we shouldn't do them because it'd just be copying it. So we went, oh, okay, and did the new one.
Ah, fair enough. Well, check out Curse of Chucky. It's still
'Cause
relevant.
that's how that
to
works.
this conversation.
Yeah, because that's how that works, people.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe we'll go back and review some of them, but yeah, no, put this on, and chances are, I mean, pick any random Halloween party. I guarantee you, this song's gonna come up multiple times. This and Thriller are like the two most played Halloween songs ever.
And of course, what's that coming over the hill? Is that a monster? And the Monster Mash.
Yeah.
And
So
I am a champion, and you're gonna hear me roar. Okay, that one doesn't come up as often.
I don't know what the song's
not
called.
for
but
Halloween, no.
that one that's like, they're gonna take me away, haha, they're gonna take me away, ho ho, da 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 da, like that Halloween song. I've always heard that one a
That's
lot.
called The Autobiography of Pew.
No, like it's literally the thing about this guy who like got his wife got him locked up, and his voice gets higher and higher until they get back to the
I'm
chorus.
aware. If they're coming to take me away, they're coming to take me away, haha. To the funny
Yeah.
farm. I am aware, but it's about a guy getting locked in a mental institution. Hence my joke. It's Pew's autobiography. Boom.
Hey, I only worked for like an asylum, which I finally got my check, so yay.
Yay.
Yes. Now that I think about it, I can't really find any faults with this movie. I'm sitting here. I'm sat here thinking, we've been like completely praising this movie. Is there anything wrong with it? And I'm sitting here thinking, no.
I will say some of that is nostalgia goggles. Because I will admit, if you watch it now for the first time, you're probably going to have some sort of faults. Like I mentioned, the Peter thing, some people don't like nowadays, how he seemed to be, I don't know, sexual predator or something.
Yeah, he kind of was a sexual predator.
But I'm okay with that because, come on, it's not really being a sexual predator if it's the voice of Garfield, come on. No one's going to go to the police and say, I was raped. Who did it? The voice of Garfield? No, that never comes up.
Hey, John Stamos was found with a date rape drug in him, so if someone's going to date rape John Stamos, I'm pretty sure they'd pretty much date rape anybody else.
He has done that himself. No. He swapped the drinks by mistake. And he's like, no!
He date raped himself.
And then he's like to his date, oh, did you date rape me? Ah, you got there first, up top. High five, like, boom.
Well,
No, I'm kidding, but no. Yeah, like I said, there is some faults. Like I said, like the theme song being a rip-off of the Huey Lewis song.
true.
Some stuff you could argue is a little, but there is some faults. It's just we happen to really fucking love this song.
It just,
I'm not gonna
the
say-
goods outweigh any faults.
It does. Well, and there is another fault. Stay Puft Dies.
There you go. The biggest fault of all.
I wanted a spin-off. If they kept that going, they could have got in on some of that King Kong Godzilla money. I mean, come on, King Kong Godzilla v Stay Puft in one film.
Fuck yeah.
Stop
shut
and
up
take my money.
There you go.
Wouldn't that be a 5-second fight? Because wouldn't that just be Godzilla turns around, opens his mouth, end of Stay Puft?
He would
No,
just be roasting him.
Godzilla will turn around, look at Stay Puft's sweet, adorable face, and go, ah, and Stay Puft will obliterate him.
Also, even if he got, wouldn't he just be a roasting on fire? Because he was on fire before when he was, when he had the angry face and started smashing stuff. So
Yeah.
he could be roasting for a while, but
He can.
before he's actually defeated.
Yeah, because the only reason he blew up was because they were crossed the streams inside the portal.
Yeah.
True. Or Godzilla would just eat him.
That, again, would still take a while. There's a lot of puff to go around.
Hey, Kong. Yeah? Marshmallow? Don't mind if I do.
Yeah. We need some more Stay Puft and stuff.
Yeah.
Stay Puft is
I
awesome.
feel like they're gonna do that in the new Ghostbusters. I will admit that's a concern. I am looking forward to the new Ghostbusters. Don't think I'm insulting it, but based on how today's movies work, I feel they'll be too lazy to come up with a new product, and they'll use this as some sort of advertisement experience, and it'll be like the Duracell Bunny or Jigglypuff or Hello Kitty, or it'll be something stupid, but you're like, oh, okay, you're kind of referencing back to Stay Puft. Oh, but you used an actual product. Now I'm sad. Because now it's just fucking marketing.
Mm-hmm.
I could easily see them doing that.
Like, if they want to reference Stay Puft, I think what they should do. I'm assuming they're using the old firehouse and they're gonna like remodel
You're
it or whatever.
thinking they should go, oh my god, and they're like, sorry, it just popped in there because we're on a rooftop and we're in New York. What is it? It's a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man pop vinyl. Dum, dum, dum.
That'd be hilarious. But no, I was thinking if they're using like the classic firehouse and stuff, I'm thinking like the girls are going through cleaning it out, and like one of them maybe it's like in like Ray's office or whatever, and as she's cleaning it out, she finds an old Stay Puft Egg. She pulls it out. She's like, "Huh, haven't seen that brand in years. Ever since it went belly up after the incident."
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking like diet
Like-
Stay Puft, and it's a chick, but it's like 0-calorie diet Stay Puft
Yeah.
or something.
Now, I will say I don't like the fact the new movie's going to be outside the continuity.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, the guys are actually confirmed. The first he was going to make it fit, then it's going to be a full reboot, then it was going to fit, and now I think he's rested on the fact it's just going to be a full reboot that could theoretically maybe be in continuity, but as far as he's concerned, it's not, because he doesn't want to mess up the other continuity for people.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, well, if my film's bad, it's bad on its own merit. But if it's good on its own merit. It doesn't need to be the other films to make it good. It doesn't need the other films to make it bad, or vice versa. It has no effect because I respect the original too much, which I can understand. But I'd like it to have been tied to the original. Although I'm kind of glad now, because that means we live in a Ghostbusters universe. We'll never see Egon here.
Yeah. Well, that, and I'm actually kind of glad now that it's not in continuity because they're bringing back the original cast, but not as the original characters, and that'd be kind of weird if they came back, but not as those characters within continuity. I'm like, no, you can't have two people that look and sound exactly the same and not be the same person, and not be like twins.
Oh, if you want to see more on that, check out mine and Pew's Vampire Diaries Season 2 review.
Oh, brother.
No, there's two characters on that look the same from two very different eras because they're doppelgangers.
Well, you could do that if they're doppelgangers and stuff, but I'm just saying that from what I understand from what you said, they're like Aykroyd and they're coming back as completely different characters.
Bill Murray is. They haven't confirmed all of them yet, but I think Sigourney Weaver is too. However, I would make the case enough time has passed since the 80s that Bill Murray now with the Santa beard and the white hair, if he acted differently, you could theoretically believe, okay, it's him playing a different character within this same world. Because he's not going to look exactly like his 80s self.
True. I don't know. Maybe it's the nostalgia thing, but I feel if it's in the same continuity, like in it's some years later or whatever, but it's in the same continuity, and you're getting Bill Murray to come back to do this movie, he needs to be Peter Venkman. But maybe that's just me.
Like I said, it could go either way, because I'd make the case, I'm okay with him being another one because it shows his support for the new ones. And also, if it was Peter Venkman and he was Peter, I know for a fact all these little haters online who are insulting the film because it's female or it's not exactly how we wanted it would basically look at it, and first thing they would do is say, oh, well, we know who to type online, as if each one's original, type in comments like, best Ghostbuster in the film was Peter Venkman, and he was only in it for 2 seconds, lol.
True.
And I'm like, no, this shows his support without upstaging him by being an original.
True.
It's like how I believe it was, which one was it now? One of the later Freddy films had one of the actresses from the Freddy series come back, but like as a little bit role playing a different character. They just changed a bit of her hair color and changed a bit of the makeup, and it worked.
Fair enough.
But Ghostbusters won. Woo!
Yes. So, let's quickly go through final thoughts, and then I will take us out, and let's go over to View.
Pew 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 pew. Pew 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 pew.
Okay.
Pew 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 pew.
Pew, only knows pain.
This is probably this is the embodiment of the 80s in forms of movies, and It is really awesome and enjoyable experience for all ages, and definitely has way more rewatch value. If you ever looked and you wanted to know, like, hey, look all this stuff going on, and look at all this stuff people are actually watching. They're watching the old Ghostbusters instead of anything new that was gone. So it's kind of timeless, and it's super awesome. I love it. Yay! Go watch it. Oh, don't wear a Ghostbusters t-shirt if you haven't seen the movie. I will find you.
What if you've seen the cartoon?
You have to at
Or
least...
the fans of the comics?
Okay, you have to at least seen or read some kind of Ghostbusters stuff. Because I met this dude who literally didn't know what the Ghostbusters were. He just thought it was a ghost on a shirt. And I'm like, no, it's not just any ghost. It's the Ghostbusters ghost. And it made me really mad. Because that's why he bought the shirt, because it was Halloween. He was like, oh, it's a ghost, so I thought it'd be fun for Halloween, because it's a ghost. And I'm like, no, it's not just a ghost. Yeah, that's it.
Fair enough.
Sorry, that turned into a rant.
That's fine. How can a ghost with a red circle around it and a line through it be considered just a ghost?
Because it could be like, oh, we don't want to see ghosts. Or no ghosts here. Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. Yes, over to the mole.
I like this film. Like I said, love Stay Puft. He's awesome. Slime is cool. The cast's cool. Everything about this film is pretty. Everything about this film just hits all the right notes. And I will also say this also takes me back when I was watching, because I was watching this a few months back, but it takes me back just to a simpler time with films. A little bit, because I love Ghostbusters, and after watching Ghostbusters 1, how many sequels could they have done? Loads.
A lot, yeah.
They could have done loads. They had cartoons, they had everything. They could have done loads of sequels. Nowadays, people are like, oh, you can't really do a sequel unless there's a post-credit scene. Not everything needs a post-credit scene.
Yeah.
But I like Ghostbusters, and it's definitely worth checking out. I'd give it a buy. I mean, hell, it's really fucking cheap. Yeah. So I'd definitely give it a buy, and I just happen to love it. So yay, Ghostbusters 1. Boom.
Yep. I would also put to you there was a post-credit scene in Ghostbusters. Or mid-credits, at least. Because then they start doing the credits, and then it cuts back in, and you see Slimer survived.
You see that a little bit. It's not... Yeah, you see that a little bit, and you see it on the second one. More with the bus opening up.
Yeah, you see the bus, but in the first one, you see like it.
Yeah, you see him
with the sky, and he goes ah, and flies in.
Yeah, you do, but that's not the. That's like you said, it's like a little bit into the credits. It's not post credits, like all the way at the end to set up the next film.
True, but it's still basically had the same effect of.
Not really. That was just a little teaser. Oh, look, he survived. It wasn't like, oh, look, here's character from the next sequel to set up. Like, it's not the same as like Robert Downey Jr. being approached by Samuel Jackson to appear in Shaft.
Also, you don't have to wait a long ass fucking time.
Yep. I would also say that is not a requirement for sequels. James Bond.
I'm not saying that is a requirement for sequels. I'm just saying nowadays people are making that requirement for sequels. James Bond would get leeway from that because Casino Royale was just around the time just before people started to do it, and since the first one didn't, why bother?
True.
If it ain't broke, plus we're not trying to launch cinematic universes like the next Ghostbusters. They're trying to launch Ghostbusters, the female one, Ghostbusters, a male one with Channing Tatum or whoever, and an animated Ghostbusters. There's going to be post-creditness.
Oh, great.
I'm looking forward to the animated one, especially. I'm hoping that one has the originals back in some capacity. That'd be amazing if it was set in the other universe.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah, for the first time ever, Bill Murray voices Dr. Peter Venkman. That would be amazing.
What do you mean for the first time ever? Video game!
Well, I meant in the cartoon.
It'd be the first time any of them voiced themselves as the cartoon, but it'd be amazing.
Didn't, I can't remember what character, but the character that came back in Extreme Ghostbusters, wasn't that the original?
It wasn't Egon. Egon came back in Extreme Ghostbusters, but he was voiced by the one from real Ghostbusters.
Oh, okay.
Not from. He wasn't. No. Which
Okay.
that's another plus to the animated thing is we could get Egon if they wanted to make someone else voice him.
Yep. Or if they're going back and getting
Egon?
an original, if they're getting the like original voices back, like from the movie stuff, they could. Because I think the guy's still alive, they could just get the voice from the cartoon. Because I think he's still alive.
Or no mustache Winston?
Yeah, I will also say the one who voiced him in Extreme Ghostbusters wasn't the same one, by the way, as well.
Ah, okay.
Thinking about it in hindsight, because you know who voiced him in Extreme Ghostbusters, don't you?
Who's that?
What are we gonna do tomorrow night, Pinky?
Oh, that's right! Oh, I had forgotten about that, but you're right.
Yeah,
They could get him to do it.
he was literally using his brain voice.
Yeah. That's right. I do remember that now because of the Ghostbusters reading thing. Maurice LaMarche went on record as saying, "I am not going to do the Egon voice out of respect for Harold Ramis," because it was like right after he had passed away. So he was like, because he read the Egon part. He was like, "I'm not using the Egon voice. Don't even ask."
I'd make the case it wasn't the Egon voice. His voice for Egon literally sounded exactly like Brain.
Ah.
So if he used his Brain voice, he's used his Egon voice. Thus, he's no. He's not as talented as you like you to believe. He's probably like, oh, I should say this is out of respect, but it's really because I just did my Brain voice, and I don't want people to realize they're the same fucking voice.
Either that, or he can do a Harold Ramis impersonation, and he would have been tempted to for the movie, but because Harold Ramis just passed away, he's like, no, I'm not doing the impression. Because he does really good impressions of people.
If he could have done a great impression of what Egon sounded like, why would he use his Brain voice?
because he thinks those two are the same thing.
Yeah.
Because they wanted that Egon to sound more like the cartoon.
That didn't sound like the one from the real Ghostbusters either. It literally just sounded like Brain.
I don't know. Okay, fair enough. I don't know.
But I like Egon. Now, I don't know if they should bring him back in animated form before people think that, because obviously Egon, and obviously you would need respect for him. But it's open that they could, if they had someone else to play the part. Like I'm sure, with how much Ramis wanted the film to happen, I'm sure that you could also see it as a tribute to get someone else to do it, because he's finally got that next Ghostbusters film he wanted.
Yep. I would also have to say, I hope they do this tastefully, but I hope in some way, shape, or form there is a Harold Ramis tribute in the movie itself.
Yeah, it'd probably be like at the end of the credits, or at the beginning of the credits where it goes black and it says like this is dedicated to.
Mm-hmm. No, I meant I was hoping they'd put something in the movie, just a little nod to Harold Ramis, to say, you got the movie you wanted, buddy, and now you're in it. Rest in peace, kind of thing. I don't know what they would put in there, but I'm hoping there's something in there that they put in as a nod to him.
Fair enough.
So yeah, Ghostbusters, woo!
Yeah, Ghostbusters is awesome. Like I said before, like Mole said, buy it. If you don't have it, it's worth it, and it's like dirt cheap now. They've re-released it how many times? The first and the second movies. There's collections out there. Get them. And with Halloween coming up, if you're looking for a great Halloween movie, pick this one up. Show this one to the family. It's a great family movie. It's funny. It's dramatic. Some horror elements. Well written. Well acted. Great music. Very 80s music, mind you. So hopefully you like the 80s rock music. And yeah, it's just an out-and-out great movie. Now, if someone watch it. Mm-hmm.
To be fair, it's not all 80s rock music. There is a little bit with just the main theme song of Ghostbusters, but most of it is that dramatic tension music of that.
That's true.
That's true too.
True. And there's a great ambiance in this film too. They do a good job of putting you in the moment, which not a lot of movies do anymore. But yeah, check this movie out if you haven't seen it, and and I'm sure if you see this for the first time and you're maybe like more of this generation or whatever, you might find some faults. It may seem a little bit dated, and that's to be expected because of when it was made and what they used as their inspiration to craft the look and whatnot of the movie. But I still think it stands the test of time, and it's a timeless movie, and everyone should see this movie. It's a great movie. And check out the new one when it comes out, because that's probably going to be at least a halfway decent movie. I'm hoping it's going to be good. Yeah, so Ghostbusters, Halloween movie. Check it out for Halloween. Enjoy it with your family and your friends. It's a great party movie too. If you're having a Halloween party, toss that on. As soon as that theme hits, people will stop and watch it. I guarantee you.
People do movies at parties?
Absolutely.
I thought people just drank and played and listened to music as they danced. My bad.
I guess it depends on the party. I mean, I've been to parties where they like bust out like fucking Rock Band and shit and play video games. So I could see there being like a big ass movie, and for Halloween it's like, let's throw on some Halloween movie, Ghostbusters, yeah. Yes, for Chriz the Mole and Anastasia Lazerbeam, thank you two for joining me for this review.
Pleasure.
Absolutely. Glad to be here.
I was your host, Marcus Shadow, for the Shadow's Maw. Have a happy Halloween, everybody, and we will see ya on Monday night. Maybe. We'll have to discuss that one after this. But we will see you next time for the year of Trek. We're going to look at Nemesis, which, see you then.